Time for Good Night Stories with Miss Magpie. Tonight we are reading a story, The Lion Inside, written by Rachel Bright and Jim Field. Look at those two creatures, a lion and a mouse. Well, what a combination. Are they likely to become friends, you think? Why are they together? Well, when I take a closer look at this mouse, I can see a hurt tail with plasters on it. Adventurous little creature. Well, I've got a mouse living in my sock. You do have little creatures living inside of your socks too, right? Well, I have Rory and I have Mr. Lion today. I wonder if they could hang out together. Not quite sure because that is a predator. He likes to eat smaller creatures and he is carnivorous. He eats meat. So let's see. The Lion Inside. In a dry, dusty place, where the sand sparkled gold, stood a mighty flat rock, all craggy and old. Where is Mr. Lion? Where is the lion? Well, that is a craggy, rough... Well, look at that. He is sleeping on the top of it. That is Savannah, its habitat. I don't see the mouse, though. Well, under that rock, in a tiny full house, lived the littlest, quietest, meekest brown mouse. Look at that little house. Can you imagine what it looks like inside? I can think. I'd like to draw that. Maybe you can try to design the mouse house. Well, he was so very tiny, so incredibly small, that nobody noticed him ever, at all. Can you imagine how that must have felt? He got trod on and sat on and missed out for stuff, ignored and forgotten. Ouch! Yes, mouse life was tough. Ow, trod on by an elephant and sat on by a zebra. Meanwhile, far above, on top of the rock, times were quite different. It was lion o'clock. This huge, toothsome creature made sure everyone saw how important he was by how loud he could snore. What? Gas. Well, I don't know how loud he could roar. He was head of the pack. He was shouty and tough. He loved showing the crowd he was made of strong stuff. Look at him lifting the hippo. Yes, all were impressed by his mighty king cat. If only, thought Mouse, I could be more like that. Well, everyone admired him. Is there someone in your life that you feel everyone admires and you would like to be a little teeny bit like them? Have you thought what you would have to do to be more like that person? Why would you want to be that person? Well, then, late one dark night, in his Minnie Mouse bed, the cleverest thought popped into his head. He jumped from the covers and held up a paw. I've got it, he said. What I need is a roar. I mean, what if this mouse with the weeniest squeak was a little more grrr and a little less meek? Well, he'd still be the smallest of fuzzy brown mice, but he would make friends and join in, and life would be nice. Yes, thought the mouse, I must find out how. I will learn how to roar, and I will learn it now. But, oh my gosh, there was only one beast who could teach him this thing, but might make him a feast. It was time to be strong. Take a chance. After all, forever was such a long time to feel small. Oh, all the thoughts that were spinning in his head. Wow, that must have been quite a battle of thoughts that were telling him that he's too small, and then who he wants to be. Well, so he made himself brave, and he thought like a winner. He set off for the top, hoping not to be dinner. It felt like the scariest thing he could do. But if you want things to change, you first have to change you. The farther he climbed, the closer he got to the slumbering lion reclining on top. Then, at last, as he stood on his tippy-toed toes, he found himself suddenly nose to nose. Pardon me? Wake up, Mr. Lion. You've got company. Squeak. Mr. Lion, what I've come to you for is squeak. Do you think you could teach me a roar? Do you think he could? Do you think he's going to be pleased when he wakes up? Would you dare to wake up the lion from his nap? A silence befell that twinkling plain. Lion opened his eyes and puffed out his mane. Time slowed down. Why, it felt like a week. Then he opened his mouth and let out a... The lion was shaking. His paws all a fumble. He was backing away with a scrambling tumble. Don't hurt me, he whimpered. Oh, try to be nice. Well, my goodness, this lion was frightened of mice. Don't worry, Mouse peeped. I'm a friend, not a foe. Let's rock this together. We'll have fun, don't you know? That was a magical moment for sure, when Mouse didn't feel at all small anymore. He had found his true voice and learned to speak out. And for that, you don't need to roar or shout. And from that day and always, the two were a pair. They both liked that rock better now that the rock was for share. The mouse, while still little, he felt big in his head. And Lion, he still roared, but with laughter instead. Wow. Yes, that day they both learned that no matter your size, we'll all have a mouse and a lion inside. The end. What a fantastic ending to the story about the lion inside. Not the lion inside of the book, but the lion that is inside of you. Because each and every one of us has a lion and a mouse that is afraid to speak up. But if the mouse decides to use the lion's voice, it doesn't have to learn tricks and to show off and be like anyone else. That mouse can be just him or herself, and that is you. Do not be afraid to speak up and use your voice. Good night. Good night. Sleep tight.